Are you seeing that it's going to record? There we go. Okay. You should all be notified that you're being recorded against your wishes, but that's part of the deal. Okay, yeah. And so then we also go ahead and open the chat area if you haven't yet already, and we will monitor that as well during the course of this meeting. And by now you should have heard some amazing science music, but you didn't. Maybe caught a little bit in the beginning when you were early, if you're early, but I had a whole playlist for you guys. I'm disappointed. Anyway, so glad to see you all. Let's go ahead and get started. The simple welcome from the president is as follows. Welcome. I'm so super glad that you're here. It is definitely weird times, but I'm not going to go into those cliches. I think we definitely have a plan to move forward, working closely with Michelle. And I'll just say my transition team has been sharing all the briefings. We have decided to, leave easily and transition to the new presidency very easily. So we're going to have this meeting wrap up with a nice transition of FASS power. What is before you is stated in our bylaws. It's just kind of a remind us to keep us grounded and centered to promote science leadership and supervision, coordination, and teaching of science in the state of Florida, as we are the leaders of science education and we gather together. So it's super glad to get together. With that being said, our welcome and our little grounding statement here, I would actually like to kind of open up like we normally do on a nice day 2 of a FASS meeting and introduce Michelle Farrow, who is going to take over the public service announcements before I get into the business meeting itself. But I wanted to kind of run through the agenda with you. You can see we are going to go over as usual, the minutes from the previous meeting, which has been over a year since we've been together, and ask for any feedback and any edits in the minutes. The agenda as follows: going over FASS 2019 feedback, spring location, talk about that. Then we get into new business, which of course Amy Monahan will go over our treasurer's report. I'd like to share with you a financial plan to ensure that FASS, our plan is to have a plan and to remain fiscally responsible as an organization. And I kind of wanted to lay the groundwork that we've started thus far and show you how we will survive the next several years, if all, cross our fingers, even if we have some abnormalities. Future spring meeting plans and assessment update with Leah Glass, who should be joining us. If she hasn't yet, she will take over and give us a assessment update. Then we'll gladly transition over to Michelle as our new president, and we will kind of finish up the business with some nominations, elections, if necessary. Okay, there you go. Let me spin it off to Michelle Farrow, who's going to be going over our public service announcements. So many exciting things happening in the organization.
Well, hello, everybody. So excited to see everyone. If you can't hear me, someone tell me to talk louder. I'm in a giant room with a whole bunch of people, and they're kind of getting loud at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday where they should all go home. So I have our normal PSAs and some very exciting things to share out from our folks. And just so everyone knows, Jeremy's the one that's doing the clicking, so it's going to be interesting. All right, so for just a reminder for our public service announcements, our goals are to welcome all to our organization and to this meeting. We like to connect and support our science family, and we'd like to acknowledge any retirements, welcome new members, support new members, and also acknowledge other important aspects of our lives, which you will see some of these today. So it's really exciting. Our FASS officers, and no, the date is not incorrect. Typically, we would have had this meeting in May, and so our 2019-2020 officers, currently our President Jeremy Blinn, Volusia County, who was just talking. Dan McFarland is our immediate past president, who has decided to take a position in the classroom this year. I am the president-elect, and then we have Amy Monahan as our treasurer from Volusia County, and I don't even know how many years she's been doing it, but we thank you immensely, Amy. Our secretary, Dr. Marilyn Johnson from Broward County, again, another person who's been doing it for a while. And I don't know if Nancy Besley is on today. She is our parliamentarian from Triple FS.
I'm here.
And oh, good. I'm glad. And you keep us on par with the with our Robert's rules if needed. Our webmaster, which I don't know if some of you know or don't know, Jen from Orange County decided to change positions, so she left Orange County, and she was our webmaster. So Jeremy reached out to Christopher Okamoto from Clay County. Don't know if he's on here, and he is our new webmaster, and he will be sending a document for you to update. If I know he already sent it, but he might be sending it again. And then Valerie Gaynor, our historian from Martin County. I'm also the nominations committee and social director. All right. So Bay County announces Jill Hansen, who is their new science instructional specialist, K-12. Jill, are you on? Do you have your video on? All right, we have a lot to go through, so I'm just gonna. All right, Citrus County. We have. Oh, someone's. It's echoing, Jeremy. Can you mute? Yeah, let's see. From Citrus County, we'd like to congratulate Dr. Beth Branch for completing her doctorate. Congratulations, Beth. Very exciting. I love Jeremy's little hand signals he's doing, the quiet hand signals. Clay County announces Patricia Anderson as their secondary science coach. Duval County announces Latricia Baker, who she was over in Clay County as I can't remember, maybe a science secondary science coach. She is now the secondary science supervisor for Duval County. Hillsborough County, we have Lauren King, who many of us know her from our past FASS meetings. She has now taken the place of Dan McFarland, but really, who can take the place of Dan McFarland? So she's going to have her own shoes. She doesn't have to walk in his, and she is going to be that science supervisor for 912. Larry Plank, who also everyone knows in our organization, he has a new position. He's been promoted to Science Executive Director, K-12. Now, I hope she's on. Are you on, Lauren? She sent me a bunch of pictures, and I would love for her to quickly just explain what they are. Just talk about some of her summer fun things she's done with work and also home. Lauren, are you on? All right. So, Jeremy, we can just click through.
You want to make up some stuff?
No, it would be interesting. She did send me, and to her credit, she did send me stuff, but I couldn't fit it all on the slide. Lee County. So Lee from Lee County, I hope you're on. He wanted to share something about his two children, Liam, age 14. There's a little before and after, or before and now picture, and Mia, age 11. Again, before and now picture. Lee, are you on? Lee from Lee County?
I did. I just jumped in. I'm on the phone. How are you?
How wonderful! You're on the phone. So Lee, what I have on a slide are the pictures of your children, and would you share the good news that you put in your email to me so I don't mess it up?
Oh, thanks, Michelle. Just was sharing family news, and I now have a high schooler and a sixth grader, a middle schooler. So Liam is doing well in his IB courses, and also made the varsity soccer team as a freshman. And then my daughter Mia is really enjoying sixth grade. She loves agriculture, and I think she's saving up to buy more animals and have a larger chicken coop. So my kids are doing very well. Just wanted to share that with the group. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Lee. You know we love stuff like this, and congratulations on your wonderful children, and they are so cute. Thank you for sharing. Manatee County announces Remus Balmer, and I might be saying the name wrong, Science Instructional Specialist, K-12, and Jennifer McManus, STEM Coordinator, K-12. Marion County announces, and I actually did this because she didn't send me anything, congratulations to Dr. Tia Brown on completing her doctorate. I hope she's on, and I happen to be present during part of her defense virtually, and she did a spectacular job. So great job, Tia. St. Johns County announces Steve Kirsch, and I apologize, I'm awful with names, Steve. He is their teacher on assignment for secondary science, and if I recall, he works closely with Marna Fox, we all know and love. Also from St. Johns County, Nicole Rudin had a baby born on August 18th, and that is cute little Parker right there. I mean, so adorable. Congratulations, Nicole. Ward Science and Sergeant Welch announces Carol Stevens, their new regional account manager. And I want to thank everyone who submitted a PSA and provided information to me. I know there are folks in here who are new to their district and maybe they didn't see to email me, or folks who know to email me and they didn't want to be on my presentation. Otherwise, in the future, if you do want to be a part of our PSAs, go ahead and just reach out to me via the email, the way when I send out the invite. And as always, let's work smarter, problem solve, create, share best practices and resources, celebrate successes, and have fun. And unfortunately, we're not in person to have that fun, but we can have fun for the next hour.
Thank you, Michelle. Isn't that fun? I mean, it's loses a little something not being face to face, but it's so awesome to just hear about great things with people's lives, and just in adding new people to our FASS group. Welcome everybody. Again, I just jumped in, didn't introduce myself, didn't do anything, but now let's go ahead and get this formally started. Hi, my name is Jeremy Blinn, and I am, as she said, the current president of the Florida Association of Science Supervisors. And welcome to all of you new and those of you who've been around with us forever. I'd like to also welcome our vendor partners who've been part of this organization, some of them longer than some of us. They're also a valuable partner in this group, and we did invite them to this so they could kind of watch and hear what we're going over as far as business. And while they're not voting members of the group, they are a valuable partner, and we have always definitely valued them in the room with us and getting their latest, great ideas. And I think it's a definite symbiotic relationship. We help each other. With that being said, I would like to officially start the Florida Association Science Supervisors Business Meeting. We'll come to order. Boom, boom. I'd like to start off with old business as usual, and we're going to go ahead and jump into, if anyone, I tried to do my best to send out via email, attached to Teams, and get out the minutes from our last face-to-face meeting, which was actually our FASS 2019 meeting back in St. Augustine. And Marilyn does a fantastic job capturing the minutes. But as always, I wanted to open the floor to if anybody has any notes of any edits that we need to capture, any revisions we need to do, if you've had any chance to peruse through them. If you do, if you wouldn't mind just putting something pop in the chat saying I have a revision, and then I would like you to open your mic up to let us know. So what page? And I'm gonna give a little wait time.
Jeremy, we're allowing that wait time. I put the link into the spreadsheet of the Science Supervisor contact list. So if you would, because I saw a lot of new names on there, if you can click on it and update that information so that we have that on hand. The purpose of this, the only people that has access are the people that are on the list. So we have this for collaboration. So that if, let's say, the end of the year, Pasco County's stores go way up, I can reach out to Pasco's contacts and kind of collaborate across the state. So that's the intent of it. Especially for small counties that may need a little assistance, they can reach out to larger counties for support. So remember, we're trying to build everybody up from throughout all of Florida. So just wanted to make people aware of that.
Thank you. And everybody, this is Chris Okamoto. Did I say it right?
Okamoto.
And he is our new webmaster. We introduced you in the beginning. And so he's taking this on, and really appreciate you, Chris, taking this on and getting us kind of squared away. This contact list is an ever-changing and ever-evolving thing. So really appreciate everybody take the time to go into his link and update your district, fill in the blanks, add a row as needed. And it will definitely help us. It'll help anybody who's sending a group email not get the 50 to 90 bounce backs that I get every time I send. And I was trying to update it even yesterday. I'm watching the chat, and I don't see anybody popping in to say we have any edits for the minutes from last meeting. And I know it's been just over a year ago, and Marilyn is jumping for joy. So seeing none, would anyone care to move to accept these minutes as they have been written? Please put in the chat.
Motion to accept the minutes.
And who was that?
Lee Hughes from
Lee Hughes. Marilyn, we have Lee Hughes from Lee County with a motion to accept the minutes, and it has been seconded by Amy Monahan in the chat. Now let's do this just for kicks and giggles. Everybody who would accept the motion to accept the minutes as they're written, please put in the chat, yes. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Yes.
Yes.
Bam, 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 bam. Am I getting too much joy out of that? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah, you are.
I was. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe just a little bit, Jeremy. Maybe just a little
I
bit.
don't know. I
Let's
had a
not
vision
do
of
this
this.
again, okay, Jeremy?
I'm not encouraging many, many votes, but this is a first for me. Thank you, everybody. Sonia and Meryl, Dane. Hey, Dane. Cynthia, what's up? And Sarah. This is I can see who's here. It's you only get to see so many people when you get to see this. Anyway, it looks like the. I'm just going to say I haven't. Oh, those who oppose, please put no. Don't be that. All right. Looks like the motion carries. We are accepting the minutes as approved, as written. Thank you very much. I'm moving on to the next item of the agenda, just very briefly. It was the Fall FASS 2019 feedback. If you recall, when we had that face-to-face meeting, at the end of each day, and we have a 3-day structure. For those of you new to the organization, we meet day one, and it's really a half a day. It's like some of us even work at our district, and then we drive, or we get to the meeting. If you're Suzanne in this game, you are definitely flying or something. I don't know, but long drive. But we have a half day, then we have a full day meeting, and then another half day, and then it leads us into the FAST FAST teacher conference. And so that's the structure of our supervisor meeting. Day one, we ended the day with 2 questions to the group to ask how were we doing, and we had a theme for all of our sessions to try to challenge our presenters to go around a theme, and then also 8 science practices. So how could we help engage our audience and then transfer these things to us to give to our teachers and our students back in our districts? This came in mind because a few of us, you all sent us, a few of us to the Encella Summer Institute previous to this, and we kind of stole this idea from what they were doing. It's also a multiple day institute, and they surveyed the participants at the end of each day, read the comments, reacted, tried to make adjustments the next day as necessary, if possible, to make the experience better for the participants. So using that, and as they did, we tried to capture that. So this was day one, and I'm not reading it to you. It's been up there long enough to either capture what it says. Day two, we had like our rating system, and we're looking for the alignment to our theme and other suggestions. And I captured, there was a lot of comments. So I just did a little sample of the kind of information we were getting from our participants. And then by day 3, I like to see the growing, stars. If we were Yelp, I think we'd be a pretty successful restaurant right now. But this was a practice that I'd like to see us continue in the future, potentially no matter what format we're in. But this is some of the things that I would like to also support as an immediate past president, if we'd like to keep moving on with this. So your feedback is listened to, and it was something we reacted to. Moving down
Jeremy,
the agenda.
You never explained the crying face.
Oh, sorry, the crying face. Well, I had to tell Michelle, so if it wasn't obvious, what ideas and suggestions do you have for the spring 2020 meeting? And I have a cry face. You know why? Because we had to cancel it. So I'm so sad. Speaking of, the spring location this 2020, we had to cancel that. This is old business because it's actually old contract to next spring. So I'm bringing it up now. We had to make a decision to cancel this coming May 2021 physical meeting because of contractual reasons. If we cancel it too close to the date, we get big financial impacts. And we were just above 180 days of notification, which did potentially have some financial impact, but I'll talk to you later about how it didn't. But anyways, so you know that on a quick survey, most of us are having travel restrictions anyways. Even if we did plan this, I know I wouldn't probably be, it's just down the road for me, probably would not be allowed to attend out of the district because of just travel restrictions. So with that in mind, we had to make a judgment. Cancel location doesn't mean we can't meet though. Just doesn't mean we can't physically meet. So that concludes my old business, and I'm going to move on to new business. Any comments, questions, or concerns? I see none in the chat. We are monitoring. The new business is, we're going to start off with our 7 years, Amy, or was it 8? 7.
It is only 7. I have to go.
Only 7. I'm going to move on to the treasure report with Miss Amy Monahan, our 7-year treasurer.
7 years, 7 long, no, glorious years,
Glorious.
I must say. Glorious. So we're sitting pretty okay. So pretty much nothing much has happened since, if I'm looking here, since like kind of April. So, and then we have some stuff. So Jeremy was supposed to go to NSTA and to Encella and couldn't go. And so there's a lot of, if you look in it, it's, we paid this, then we got it back. We paid this and we got it back. And according to Jeremy, we have some JetBlue money. So whenever, whoever is traveling to whenever, hopefully in the next whenever, there's some money there then to fly with. So we're sitting right now with even our outstanding bills taken care of, 16,000. So I'm going to call it that. I did put a copy of it, the whole report. This is just the summary. Put the whole report in the chat. If anybody needs me to email it, just let me know, or maybe we can do it through the FASS. Just shoot it out later. But it is in the chat for anybody who wants it right now.
Amy,
And that's it.
Could you potentially add it again, because it may be like way
Sure.
prior to all the.
I can.
I see it, but
I'll do it again.
yeah,
I'm capable.
just so it's a little deeper into the chat. Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's to upload a copy, replace.
Yeah, I had to do that earlier.
Okay.
I did that earlier.
I'm replacing.
Replacing. I think it'll pop it in.
There we go.
I didn't know how buried it was with all of our voting. Amazingness.
There it is.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Let me open the floor for any questions. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to click the slide. Are there any questions? I know this is just kind of an overview, but there is an itemized treasure report in the attachment. Like Amy did say, there was travel that was planned and then canceled. There was reimbursement of all the NSTA registration, et cetera. JetBlue is a credit, like Amy said. So
the only other thing I would add is that we did only have one FAST award for this year. So we paid $100 out towards that. And we still paid our $500 to the state science fair. Did we? Wait. Yeah, we did.
are pending.
No, we did. Or it's pending.
Nancy could tell us probably.
Yeah, it's pending.
Okay.
No, we sent it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
This year, your mic last year was an escrow.
Oh, that's right.
Last year's in escrow, right?
Last year was held in escrow this year.
Oh, Nancy, you're breaking up.
We're good.
Okay. We'll move on. Thank you, Amy. Okay, so this is just a little bit of history and just catch, if you're new to the organization, what we go through on a cycle basis, and the cycle I'm speaking of is our like textbook adoption cycle. We go through a time period where, like right now, if we were meeting as normal, we have our amazing vendor partners help us with the like they help us at events. They give us meals. They do networking events. They do some amazing breaks, and these things cost money, and we really appreciate those. But what happens during an adoption process? So we have a blackout period, and we as an organization do not accept any of these types of sponsorships during that period, so that none of us can have the appearance of anything unethical as we return to our home districts. And so that period of time for the spring and the fall meetings, we incur anything we're going to do. We feed ourselves. We do our own breaks. We do our own networking events as an organization. And so we learned from our last round approximately what that would be. And we did not have enough money to cover it. And through the graciousness of the Florida Association of Science Teachers, we received a loan to pay off our obligation to the hotel that we were with. And then we spent a little time paying off our debt. So when I became president, we made our last payment. I think we made our last payment, I think at the first meeting I took over, believe. If we look in the minutes from.
Actually, a year ago, we made our last payment.
Yeah, so I think it's in the minutes of which we just approved. We made reference to making our last payment back to FASS.
10/29/2019.
There you go. And then we had prior to that been discussing how do we avoid that again. So we knew that we needed to have a goal of, in the minutes it says we have a goal of saving about $6,000 a year after every meeting. Our revenue streams come from two things. It's basically our FASS memberships, the $50 we pay as members each meeting, which isn't a large revenue stream, obviously. And then there's the vendor tables, which our vendor partners are wonderful, and they buy up the tables, the spots, the locations to be in our meetings. And I think it's a pretty reasonable rate. I've had lots of feedback from our vendor partners as we have a nice reasonable rate compared to some other organizations. And so with that, those two revenue streams, this is how we're going to stay afloat. And right now, as you see, we are at about $16,000 as Amy has reported out. And if you look at where we're heading, we just need to average about $4,500 a year. And that's writing off this year. Basically, doesn't mean we don't have any creative ideas in this school year where we meet virtually and give potentially our vendor partners some opportunity to join us in a mini conference style and giving them some time and like kind of buying some table time in our meeting. But there's a lot to work out. And this is Michelle is kind of like on board with this. I'm not planting any seeds that we haven't started to grow already. But I just wanted to like kind of plan this out. So we are really trying to be fiscally responsible with the organization and plan ahead so that we can maintain the level of just the level when we get back to face to face, and we will one day, that we're in a good financial shape and that we don't have to pass any burden off to our vendor partners with huge like changes in rates. We may have to change some rates because we haven't changed rates in quite a while for anything, but that would just be like an inflation factor, not a desperation factor. Any questions or comments about this? Do you see any inaccuracies that I didn't mean to display, but I didn't want to get into like instructional materials process. I wanted to talk about the financial part of it. Looks like the few faces I see look super excited, and I appreciate the thumbs up. That's exactly what I need, Jan. Thank you. All right. The next thing is the future spring meeting dates and plans. So when you basically cancel out on one contract and then you have to cancel out on another contract, you work closely with your hotel. And you develop that relationship that you have. And what I was successful in doing was getting us out of this current contract with no financial impact. With that being said, and the executive committee was okay with this. So just on behalf, so we've discussed that we don't have these new contracts yet. We do have 2022 is the contract of 2020 that was canceled, moved in place. You don't have to worry about the shell game, but we are secure in 2022. And there'll be forthcoming a 2023 and 2024 contract, of which your president-elect and the next president-elect, my president-elect and the next president-elect will be up to speed on what's going on with those contracts, even though this goes into even the next one. The location has received rave reviews by you all as we surveyed, and decent location geographically. And I mean, it just is a place that we wanted to return. We only got to go there once so far. So we're excited to keep the partnership with Lake Mary Marriott, and just wanted to kind of let you all know that we were successful in renegotiating and not get any financial impact.
And just to chime in there, Jeremy, for everyone who wasn't privy to all of the conversations because you're not on the executive board, Jeremy did such a great job getting us our contract last time and this time coming in May. And just want to personally thank Jeremy for that, because that could have cost us a lot of money. How much would we have lost in May of this past year?
This would have been over $6,000. And the previous one, there's a clause in the legal terms of force majeure, which we were under a national or we were under a state of emergency. So I used the force majeure clause, which there was no fight. These people are wonderful. So, just so you know, it was like, it makes me sound great, but really when they're super easy to work with, that's the kind of place we're doing business with. I appreciate that, Michelle, but it really was just a matter
and it is a great location. We love it. It's easy to walk to go to dinner, in the evenings, and the hotel does treat us well. So we're very, thank you again, Jeremy.
Yeah, well, of course, and happy to help.
Jeremy,
Someone's talking. We can't hear you.
I think it's Nancy.
Is it Nancy? Yeah.
I think it is Nancy.
Okay.
When you're delayed.
Sorry, Nancy. At this point, Leah, I hope you're on the meeting. Leah Glass, was.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
You want to request to present?
I do. I would love to, except it is showing that request control is disabled by the sharer. Oh, that's me, company's administrator, so I can't share.
Oh.
Well, I have a short presentation and it's not much that I can't, and I can follow up and send. So I can just give it to you if that works.
That's fine. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Sorry, you guys, I can't see that you can't see my slides, but I'll be quick and try not to be boring.
Yeah,
but I can't show you a couple of things. But just to get started, first up, just to let you know, we have a new contractor, and that contractor is going for all of the assessments. So FSA and NGSS all under one roof, so to speak, and that's Cambium assessment. And so that began this summer. So some things that you might see would be on the website first of all, you'll see it as one testing platform for those who are actually in and around schools when testing is going on, as far as biology goes, where that's computer based. The books for 5 and 8 will look similar, slightly different because they're being printed differently, but everything has remained the same. Scoring and reporting will continue through Pearson Access next. And there's one online portal. So when you are going to fsaassessments.org, FSA is going to really be Florida statewide assessments, not Florida standards assessments. So you'll see a little change in logos. But when you go in there to the portal, there's a tab for math and ELA, and then there's a tab for science and social studies because of the different standards that are going there. So you'll see those logos, and I'll send my presentation, so that will be on FASS, and you'll be able to see those logos before they come out in spring testing. So test item specifications, just want to make sure there's a lot going on with math and ELA, but remember that science is the same standards, same benchmarks, same assessment design. So nothing is really changing except that logo. When you see it, it will be different. And in 2019, we had a content advisory committee for all 3 assessments, 5, 8, and biology, just to take a look at the test item specifications that are for the item writers and the item reviewers, and see what updates needed to be made there, any clarifications, any additions, that type of thing. And so those edits have been made, and the release date for those is forthcoming. And just so you know, these were minor revisions, and they will not impact 2021 testing. So you will not see anything until a later date. And then also when you do, if you've looked online with the FSA, when they make an update or an edit, there's kind of a table that lets you know what pages it was on. So if it was a benchmark clarification that was edited or something like that, you'll be able to see that, so you won't have to try to guess or compare old version to new version. But all of that's forthcoming, and once we have a date for that, I will let you know. So another part going on, so here's just some general updates. They're for more than science, but they affect science as well. And so USDOE guidance as far as assessment goes, we are expecting all assessments to be administered, all federally required assessments to be administered in the 2021 school year. And there's no anticipation of assessment waivers. USDOE has said that they are open to discussions about what, if any, actions that may need to be taken to adjust how the results of the assessments are used in the state's school accountability determinations, but we are going with those assessments. So that's where we are. All right, so FDOE is looking at options for flexibility for spring administrations, and we'll communicate those to you as soon as possible. So, and what we're looking at is decisions concerning test window length and dates for reporting results. And as you know, that's legislatively, we have requirements that are based on legislature, so those will be forthcoming as well, anything going on there. Test release. So for 2021, once the assessments are wrapped up and scoring and reporting have occurred, the release for 2021 assessments will be grade 3 FSA, grade 10 FSA, and Algebra 1 EOC. So science is not on the table for that. And just, I will have some helpful resources, some links for you, but I can't give you those right now because, or you can't see them right now because you can't see my presentation. So I did not realize that I had an administrative block on that. I apologize, but that is my presentation as it goes, and I will get this to you, Jeremy, or Michelle, whoever, so that a PDF of the presentation can be up on the website for you.
Okay, that was my next question. Okay to publish on our website?
Yes, because this is just our general info, and it will be ready for you to have to share, and that way you'll get to see the Florida Statewide Assessment logo and the NGSS logo for Science and Social Studies, so you'll know what those look like before testing.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Well, I would just like to say thanks for having me. I don't even know if I did any like hellos, or sometimes I skip right on that and get right to where I'm going. But thank you for having me. And I just wanted to let you know that if you have any questions or anything, let me know. I get emails and I try to respond as quickly as possible and get you guys the best information I can. But I wanted to let you know I'm going to let you guys take your wrap up your business meeting from here without me, because I think this is more of a supervisor thing than me. So I'm going to let you guys have it. Have a great weekend, and look forward to seeing everybody in person when that option is available.
Yes. Thank you very much, Leah. We always appreciate your updates. Thank you.
Thanks.
And we have your email posted, so everybody contact her as you need to. She's great replying. Fantastic.
Thanks. I do my best.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. I know we usually have a million questions for her, and you're probably like, oh, okay, well, email her. She'll be great. This is part of the agenda where I'm going to move on into introducing our new president of FASS. And it didn't take long to find the perfect picture of Michelle Farrow, because I think it's more than just symbolic, because I think if we're in anything that could be defined as a dark time right now, she definitely will be leading us out. And if we have to keep going through a dark time, she's got the light of a great leader. She's got lots of experience, and we're going to be in good hands. And I'm not leaving her. You know, we're all in this together. We're a big team, as always, and we still have a number of past presidents in the group. So you have everyone's support, Michelle, as we go forward. And I'd like to congratulate you on taking over the taking over the presidency of the Florida Association of Science Supervisors.
Well, thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate the kind comments, and I hope to do as good of a job as you have for the last year and a half, I guess we can say, fast year and a half. And I do, if we can click the next slide, I don't want to see my picture up there anymore. Thank you. I do want to say something before we move on, though, before I get into the nominations. Jeremy, and just like you said some kind words about me, this is so true. Jeremy is now being presented and I know you can't really see it because he has a background and you can't see it unless he's right in front of the camera. But Amy is there, and I don't know who else is there to present him with a.
I'll
Jeremy,
take off the background.
Take the background. Yeah, thank you. To present him with this token of our appreciation. And I don't know, Jeremy, if you want to read it or if you would like me to read it. I have. It's up to you.
It's actually very.
It's hard to read.
It's very
honestly.
tiny. It's very tiny, and I'm not as.
I can read it, Jeremy, if you want. I have a picture.
Okay. Oh yeah. It's white on white. In honor and with deep appreciation of your service as president for the Florida Association of Science Supervisors, October 2019 to November 2020, you have served with the highest standard of excellence and integrity. You are an example and inspiration for us all. Very sweet, very
And
kind.
Jeremy,
That is awesome.
The entire membership across the state of Florida feels that way.
How did you pass this through the computer?
Isn't it amazing technology these days? It's science, maybe, possibly, or science fiction. I don't know. But Jeremy, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, we really appreciate your leadership over the COVID years that we've had so far here at in our state of Florida. And I just want folks who aren't on the executive board to fill you in on. We have been meeting throughout the executive board, Jeremy and myself, and he has been conscientious, always looking out for our organization, even in these dark times, even though he himself was going through, like all of us, this situation. And so we could not have done it without you, Jeremy. And he promises not to go away. So he wants to still be active. He is the immediate past president now, and I will look to him for guidance and leadership and advice. And just so amazing. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to just share, since we're not in person, something that you might want to share via chat or to verbally?
Thank you for your kind words. It's very awesome. Didn't expect it. I'm like,
well,
I was like, who's behind me?
Yes, I am so happy that your Volusia crew there was able to pull it off. Amy, most especially, we had some secret back channel conversations and phone calls. And Nancy Besley also was very instrumental in assisting us with that.
You clever people. See, the executive board sometimes excludes people. You got to be careful.
Only for situations like this. Don't make us sound like we're
only for good.
Just good. Thank you. I really
I know you will. I know being on the spot trying to say something to Jeremy right now probably was a little much, but you are please email him, text him, let him know how awesome he was and still is, and will still be active on our FASS.
Just so you know, Jeremy, the first drink at Persimmon Hollow is on me after the meeting.
Oh,
wow. Look at that.
I will take you up on that.
Yes. All right. So if you could put that presentation back up, Jeremy, because I see we're getting close to the end, and I don't want to not to take away from your moment. Definitely, well deserved. And so I think I forgot. He'll find it. We were talking earlier about how we have so many tabs open nowadays. As you go throughout the day, you know, all these tabs get opened up and it's just crazy. So I am going to move on to new business. And our new business first item is nominations. I am opening the nominations up for president-elect. As you see, I have already received one nomination for president-elect. That is our very own Jennifer Davis from Palm Beach County. Do I have any other nominations for president-elect? If you do, please put them in the chat window within the next minute, I guess, and I'll talk maybe 30 seconds. All right. Well, with that being said, why don't we greet and congratulate Jennifer in the chat window. So congratulations, Jennifer Davis from Palm Beach County, for being our new president-elect. Now, we don't know when we're going to be passing over the torch. This is all new to us, and so we will figure that out. But congratulations, Jennifer. It's fantastic. And as always, if anyone else in the group wants to become more active, just let me know and I can make that happen. I did receive 2 emails from folks within the last month that do want to be more active and even came up with a great idea that we can do in the future. So for those 2 folks who emailed me, don't think I discounted your thoughts and comments. I did not. It's coming. It's going to be it'll be starting at our next session. All right, Jeremy, I think the next slide, I can't remember since you have the power. Yes. So we're going to be seeing you virtually in May. We have not yet determined that date. Like Jeremy mentioned, we will not be meeting in person. And he saved us $6,000 again. So thank you again, Jeremy, for that. And we hope to be back in person in October of 2021. We will get that date out to you, and once we have made it, the executive board will be meeting in January or early February, so we can discuss that. So we will have it posted. And then is there another slide, Jeremy? There's not one more slide. There are more slides. Maybe not. All right. Oh, that is the last slide, I guess. So with that in mind, we still have some time. Anyone want to add, please share. If you need to go, please feel free to go. But I forgot I didn't close it out. The Florida Association of Science Supervisors meeting is now adjourned, and we can stop recording now, Jeremy. However, Jeremy and I are here, and as well as others, if anyone wants to talk and no longer in